Hello, this is Kevin with the Compulsive Investor channel. I am inside my very first property that I ever purchased as a rental property. The tenants here have just moved out, but I used a laminate flooring when I first started doing properties. I think my first three I did laminate flooring, and it worked okay. It was a cheap because, again, I was just getting started and had to get some cash flow quickly. So I used cheap laminate, and it just didn't hold up. After my third or fourth property, somewhere in there, I started using vinyl everywhere throughout the whole house because it's easier and it lasted a lot longer and it's more durable. So a little more expensive, but hey, it's worth it when you don't have to replace it so often. I don't know if you can. I'm gonna switch this kind of the condition of it. You can see this was from 2015. I put this in, so almost 10 years, and I mean you can tell it's gotten some moisture here in the certain areas. In here was worse. I already tore that out. The tenant had some dogs in here at some point. I think it was the previous. Just moved out. He was having some issues with his girlfriend. I don't know the whole drama, no idea. But she was gone, and then he said he was moving out. So worked out well because I have another tenant. I think I talked about this in another video that's been wanting to move out of East Akron, and he wants to move into a better area. And he's just plain and simple. Everybody loves Owlet. This house has always been a cash cow. I don't have the numbers in my head right now, but I purchased it for, I believe, $19,000. I think this was $19,000. My second one was $17,000, but I think I put $3,000 into it, and it paid for itself several years ago. Now I have a mortgage on it, and it's continuing to pay for itself. It's called an infinite return, is what that is. It's constantly putting money in my pocket rather than taking it out. And of course, now that I have a loan on it, technically I guess you wouldn't call it an infinite return, but it's going to constantly make me money, and that's the important thing. So I'm doing a few things to this property that before the tenant gets here. I want to make it look nice for them because him and his wife have been great tenants. I've always paid on time. They always let me know when there's a problem, and I take care of it right away. I always do that with all tenants. But these in particular, they have been my longest tenants at this point, and they wanted to move into a nicer area, like I already said. So everybody loves Owlet. As soon as I put this as a pending property, I started getting calls right away for it because people wanted it. So I haven't actually put it, marketed it for rent because I'm holding it for this couple. And once they move in here, then I'm going to renovate their property because, again, it's the same thing. The old laminate, because it was my third property, the one over there in East Akron that they're moving from, and there's laminate flooring on it, and even some carpet. I think I started removing carpet a long time ago. It just gets disgusting. So this is a weird design. If you can see this, I'm gonna flip it. It has a crawl space. So one of the things I'm going to do, I didn't know about this when I first started buying rental properties, but there's it's just dirt down there, and moisture can come up and rot the floor. So I'm going to put a barrier down there, a moisture barrier down in there. The furnace is actually down in here. I don't know if you can see it, probably not this angle, but it's actually down there and it's laying on its side. I'd never seen that before. And the original one was bad when I bought the house. I had my company I used, Greer, out of Kent. They came out here and put a new one in there, and I asked him about that. I've never seen a furnace installed on its side before, and he said it's absolutely fine. They're made to work that way as well. And there's been a lot of properties he's seen that has had those in, even though it's the first one I've seen. I thought that was odd. But anyway, so I'm going to replace all the plumbing with PEX, and I do that for all of my new properties. It has, I forget the specs on that stuff, but it can freeze and thaw several times, and it can expand so many times bigger if it freezes. So PVC, CPVC, copper, all that, when they freeze, they bust. So then you have a bigger problem. So I replace them all with PEX. So I'm doing that with this one here. I'm gonna redo the cupboards too. I gotta be careful I don't step in this hole when I'm walking around here. I did that one time when I first started working on this house. I got scuffed up really bad. So anyway, I'm gonna put new cupboards in for them, even though the cabinets they're not bad. I might double check and maybe just paint them, but I'm definitely putting a new countertop on, new sink. The stove is brand new. I just put that in this summer. I'm going to take a look at these cabinets. I really haven't looked at them yet. They're in decent shape, so I might not mess with those. But I'm definitely going to put a new countertop in for them. I'm going to have to put a new fridge. The tenant before the last one left that one there, and it worked okay, but for a while. But the handle eventually broke off. So I'm going to do that. It's got a small utility room area here. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to replace that breaker panel or not. I may, because it's kind of old. Don't know about that yet, but again, this is going to all be PEX in there, and all new flooring. I already did some work in here. I tore the old sink and cabinet out because I'm going to put a new one in there for them too. I'll probably put some modernized lights in here, and I have to see what's going on. I just noticed this ceiling's kind of crumbling there, so there's a moisture issue from somewhere. I don't know what. I'm gonna have to fortunately I should be able to get into, pull that ceiling fan out and kind of look back in there and see if I can see where it's leaking. But there's definitely, it's moist right there, and it's just kind of ceiling paint and mud is just falling off. So I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on there. I'll redo the tub. I don't know if I'm gonna replace the shower surround until I get a look at it. Might be able to just recaulk it. We'll see. But anyway, what else am I gonna do here? That's pretty much it. They left a few things here the previous tenant did. Obviously, yeah, I always put in new blinds for a new property. So I'll do that, and I think I'm going to replace one window at least, is the one here in the bathroom. Yeah, it's going to replace this window because it's wood. It's weird. It doesn't really slide right. I might see if I can put some silicone on it and see if I can save it. Spray some silicone on it and see if it works, slides better. Right now it does not. It gets stuck. So I haven't done too many windows. It's a couple. I usually hire somebody to do that, but for something this simple, I'm gonna chip all that off. paint. Yeah, definitely have some peeing animals in here.